Good afternoon. My name is Richard Sueur, and I'd like to welcome you to this edition of WeCan Kiwanis Show. We're going to be talking about some different things today, but first I wanted to let you know that you're probably noticing the background is a little different. We are on location at the Alberta Safety Council, which is the home of Kiwanis Safety City. Now you're going to hear more about Kiwanis Safety City in Edmonton in a further show, probably in a couple of months' time. Also, I'd like to thank all of the response that we got from our show last month when we were talking to Chuck Rushing, the governor of Montana District, and with Alan Penn, the international president for Kiwanis. A lot of really good response. We had a lot of fun doing those interviews, and we're going to have some more interviews like that coming up. So today, I'd like to introduce Hazel Gillis. Hazel is the Key Club Administrator for the Western Canada District, and Hazel is going to tell us all about Kiwanis Key Club. Well, actually, she's going to start telling us about Kiwanis Key Club anyway. Go ahead, Hazel.
Kiwanis Key, thank you. Kiwanis Key Club is a program for high school students, grades usually 10 through 12, but depending on the province, it could be 9 through 13. It's a leadership and a community awareness, giving back to the community project.
Okay, and approximately how many key clubs are there in Western Canada District?
Western Canada has 9. In fact, we opened our 9th in November in Lloydminster.
Oh, excellent.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I remember there was a lot of to-do about that. We're working on getting some more key clubs as well.
Oh, yes. I'm talking right now with 3 different schools, 2 in Edmonton and 1 in Calgary. So we're hoping they come along, but they're very busy and trying to fit it into their projects and whatnot. We're hoping to have some new ones starting September.
So what does a school need to have a key club?
It's very simple. They need kids that are interested. Shouldn't call them kids. Young adults that are interested. It ties in with the high school program. High school program is all about community awareness, all about leadership. That's what we are. Basically what they need is 12, 15 students that are interested, a teacher that's on board that's going to help them along, and we will get them an advisor from Kiwanis, and they're good to go. And
like many of the other Kiwanis family programs, it's all about service leadership, right?
All about service. And they pick their service projects. We don't tell them what they have to get involved with. They pick it, they're involved, and if they pick the project, then they're more apt to do it. We've had them doing food hampers. They've done dances for senior citizens. They brought a bunch of high school guys to dance with the little old ladies, and they've had a great time. They've done coats for kids, meals, things like that.
And the other aspect is the leadership part. They run the club, don't they?
They run everything. They even run the district. I'm just there to advise them. They have their own governor, their own lieutenant governors, their own secretary. They run it all. They run things through me, but they run it all.
And each school would have a Kiwanis advisor and a school advisor as well?
A faculty advisor, exactly. And then they have their club president and vice president, secretary and treasurer. They run it.
Okay, and when they're doing their projects and stuff, are they limited to doing something local, or can they go beyond, or how does that work?
They can, a lot of them do local, of course, because it means a lot more to them, but there are those that are doing province-wide ones, Canada-wide ones. Right now, a lot of our clubs have jumped on the Eliminate project. Kiwanis is a big one for the next few years, and they're getting involved in that. So that's international. The only stipulation we do is they don't collect money. They send it all to the district. So we take the financial part out. They have their limited petty cash, like we like to call it, but all the money they raise goes through the main district accounts. And that's just, for financial safety.
Well, yeah, I can understand that. And I know that you mentioned Eliminate. I know that I was reading recently that there are some pretty awesome campaigns that key clubbers have done.
Come up with phenomenal stuff.
And it's part of it is because they really understand about mothers and children and not losing that link between them.
It seems the new generation, they get it. They get the importance of immunizing people in third world countries. It's going to stop tetanus. It's going to stop those deaths, those debilitating deaths that these kids have. They get it. They can see the advantage of $1.80. To them, it's how hard is it to raise $1.80? That's one person. These kids get it.
Well, that's something that I think is pretty terrific. I know that you're working to get more key clubs, and one of the things that this show is partly trying to do is to spread the word throughout the district of what's needed. I understand that there's key clubs in major centers in Alberta and in Manitoba, but there seems to be a little bit missing in the middle, is there? Or?
We have one in Saskatchewan in the Battlefords, but when you get down to Saskatoon and Regina, we're missing those clubs, and I'm not sure why the schools aren't buying in. And that's something I'm working on for this year. And of course, being that I'm in Alberta, it's very hard to talk to a school in Saskatchewan, so I'm hoping that I can get Kiwanis from there to give up some time to research that for me. And of course, being we're all volunteers, I have to ask nicely for Kiwanis to give up time to volunteer and research that.
Well, that's a bit of a challenge to Kiwanians across the district, keeping in mind that our district goes from Thunder Bay in northern Ontario right across Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta into the northern part of British Columbia up to Dawson Creek. So our challenge to people right across there is to think about, find out more about key clubs and see what you can do. Hazel, I'm understanding that you are totally available at any time if people require
Always.
resources or information.
And I have a wonderful job that allows me to take these calls during the day. I'm available during the day at my work number. My cell number is out there. Everybody should have it. If they don't, they know how to get it.
They can contact us. We won't put that
Exactly.
on the air, of course,
No.
because then you'll be getting all kinds of nice calls, especially in the election times. But so that's something that is a challenge, and I personally, as governor-elect, would like to put that challenge out to the Kiwanis clubs across the district that these service leadership programs for young people, whether they be Key Club or Builders Club or Circle K or Kiwanis Kids, are invaluable. And for also young people, the action clubs, they are invaluable to people learning about service leadership and developing and bettering themselves and their communities. So we need to work on that.
Especially in Saskatchewan. For example, Builders Club has 9 clubs in Saskatoon. That's the junior high level. These kids are coming out of grade 9 with no key club to go to. They're losing that connection. We need to find it. We need to make that link.
And what a segue. Coincidentally, don't you have something happening in Saskatoon?
We do. We have the Key Club Convention, and I'm very excited. It's my first one planning. So I've been nervous about it, of course, but very excited for May 11th through 13th in Saskatoon, Key Club Convention. Builders Club will be there, key clubs from across Western Canada. We've got some great speakers. Yourself is going to do a presentation.
Well, yes, I guess so.
We have Governor Corey's going to be there. He's our keynote speaker for Saturday night's dinner. We have a partnership with Toastmasters that's going to come in and do fear of public speaking, which I probably need about right now. And we have Stephanie, and I forget Stephanie's last name, coming up from Colorado to do Ursani, to do what kind of leader these kids are, like really bring out the best in them. We're looking to have a really fun weekend. And of course, can't have a Kiwanis event without a trivia night involved. Saturday night trivia.
Yeah, it's going to be an excellent weekend. I'm looking forward to being there. I know that Stephanie and Corey are both looking forward to being there as well. And for the people who are in Key Club in the different areas, it is certainly, I would consider it a must attend. You know, it's just something that you need to attend so you can find out more and enjoy the other people that are doing Key Club along with you. And also, I think it would be very good for people to attend who are interested or want to know more about Key Club as well.
Exactly.
So that you can see what the young people are actually doing and what they're accomplishing. And I think for those that haven't been exposed to Key Club, you will be very pleasantly surprised to the capabilities of these young people.
They're phenomenal. When we have conference calls, monthly conference calls, because we are spread out across the district, and just listening to them is just phenomenal. The ideas they have, the wealth of information that I get from them, it's just, this is our future, and I'm very excited that these are the young people of our future are going to make a difference.
And people will have an opportunity to talk to Hazel about that. Coming up on the 13th and 14th of April, which is a month before the Key Club convention, is the Western Canada District Spring Session, which will be in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Hazel, you're in attendance.
I am.
And the deadline for registrations for the Key Club convention will not be until after. I believe it's going to be around the 15th or 16th of April. You're having the deadline?
We are. We've moved the deadline by a few days because I've heard that some people want to actually drop off their registration packets at spring session. So we're giving people to the 15th of April to get registered, and then we'll have our numbers for May.
And then also they have an opportunity to talk with you and find out more about what's going on in Key Club and at the convention. So if you haven't made your bookings for Moose Jaw yet, get with it, because we want to have a great time there with our spring session and find out more about Key Club. Some of the other things that are going on in the district, and did you have anything else before I babble on about something?
I don't think so. I just get those registrations in, because if you file it come the 20th of April, it's going to be too late.
Yeah.
We need those numbers. We need to be able to order food. Food's a big one when it comes to high school students. So,
yeah. When you're dealing with hotels and things, there's certain guidelines that you need to go by, and that's
exactly.
for sure. So, and those same guidelines apply to Moose Jaw. So, if you're going to Moose Jaw for the spring session, get those registrations in. Also, I'd like to pass along to everybody that we want to hear from you. As you know, in October 1st, I start my year as governor for the Western Canada District, and one of the things that I'm looking at doing for the next year is working on increasing communication, increasing involvement of people right across the board, whether they be in service leadership programs or in the Kiwanis clubs. We are all part of the Kiwanis family, and it's necessary that we as a family all work together. So please get a hold of us. You can get a hold of me at any time if you want. You can do that through the website, or if you want to contact me directly, I have a special email set up just for Kiwanis people to get a hold of me. It's a really hard one to remember. It's kiwanis@shaw.ca. If you want to contact me, you can get me at kiwanis@shaw.ca. And I welcome your cards and letters or emails, whatever you want. Please, we want you to be involved. This is all part of the Kiwanis family. As you can see, Hazel is working very hard for the Key Club Kiwanis family. A couple of months ago, we had Ali Grutkowski, who was here, who was working very hard with the Circle K and part of the Kiwanis family. We will also have Kiwanis kids in at some time, Builders Clubs in. We'll talk to them. We're going to talk about some of the things that the clubs are doing. We're going to visit with Safety City probably in 2 months' time. But that's about it for this week or this month. So I'd like to thank you all for joining us. And until next month, Be a good Kiwanian. Do your community proud. Thank you.